Today is a beautiful day. So I'm not only celebrating my anniversary today, but there are also two people here who are also celebrating their birthdays. So one, si Sunny. Sunny, kapatid ni Tita Oli. Pwedeng tumayo po kayo. Happy birthday. Palakpakan po natin. And then second, si Carlo, yung nasa likod. Please stand, Carlo. Yan. Birthday din po niya. Kaya, ang saya natin. When I joined the MGLs in 2007, sino po ang nandito ng 2007 na sa parish? At nakilala ko? Wala pa? Si Tita? Kilala kita? 2007? I think si Tita Oli and Tita Lily. Tita Oli, meron kaming kanyan. Kwento kung paano ako napunta sa MGL. Hinanap nila ako sa Lipa with Father Brian. That was 2005 actually. So, ang tagal na. That's already 17 years that we're together with Tita Oli. And it's already 10 years, isang dekada na ako'y pare. And if you would like to ask me, Father, kumusta naman yung isang dekada mo? Yan po yung aking ikukwento sa inyo. Kasi in your own point of view, ay siguro hindi nyo masyadong naintindihan yung buhay namin. And ito yung mga personal journeys na talagang pinagdadaanan namin, and especially in my own personal experience. So, ito lang yung sinulat ko, 10 po ito. Kaya medyo matagal. So when I was ordained in 2014, June 21, dito sa lugar na ito, sa simbahan na ito, one thing na nakita kong pagbabago sa buhay ko ay naging pride ako ng aking parents. Yun yung una, na for the first time, kung naramdaman yun, I never experienced that when I graduated in college, when I had a job, but when I became a priest, my parents became different. Kumbaga parang yung joy is very different. To the point na, especially when I was invited to say Mass doon sa aming simbahan, they became like a celebrity. Kasi ang lagi nilang sinasabi ng mga tao is, naku, mabuti ka pa, may anak ka ng pari. No? May anak kang pari. And you know, my brothers and sisters, sabi nila, if you have a son who is a priest, you will go straight to heaven. Yun yung lagi nilang sinasabi. Kapag may pari kang anak na nanay, you will go to heaven. Yun yung sinasabi nila, because your son who came from you, every time he celebrates Mass, he's celebrating that Mass also for you. Because the priest came from your very womb. So that's the first one na nakita ko. And that was very evident. And secondly, na nakita ko is, as a young priest, I love attention. Para bang I'll make my homily good para sabihin ng mga tao, ay, galing naman ng homily ni Father. No? Or, ang galing mo naman, Father. So every time that I will hear that, parang it boosts my ego. So, and then also the affirmation. I started to love affirmation kasi ako ay lumaking laging nasa sulok lang kasi mahihain ako. I remember when I said a Mass last May doon sa probinsya namin, doon sa school kung saan ako graduate. Ang sabi ng teacher ko is, sabi niya, nung pinapakilala ako sa stage kasi I was the guest speaker, sabi niya, si Father Ray ay isang estudyante na you cannot even hear his voice kasi he's always on the corner, at the corner, very quiet. So I was like that. So when I became a priest, I started to feel like, masarap pala yung nagiging center of attention ng mga tao. So, it started to feel that good as well. But then, it changes. It changes kasi para bang when I started to stay here in front saying Mass, people started to recognize you wherever you go. No? So you became a public figure. And then, eto na yung naging struggle ko. No, from yung gusto kong ako yung laging center ng attention, pag ako'y lumalabas, pag may nakakilala sa akin, parang gusto kong magtago. Kasi para bang, pati ba naman dito may nakakilala sa akin? No? Pati ba naman dito? Parang ganun. You wanted to have a rest day, for example. Pero you cannot rest dahil merong nakakilala sa'yo. And sabi ko, ang hirap. So I started to ask help from my spiritual directors and Father Steve. Sabi ko, I feel that my world is becoming very small. You know, I feel that I don't have any more freedom to be on my own. Kasi para bang lahat ng tao ay nakatingin sa akin. I cannot move. So I had a struggle with this feeling of being seen by people. So there's a change, no? Na dati I wanted to be seen, and then suddenly I wanted to hide. And you know, this journey in the priesthood is something that I think everybody will experience this. Dahil there's a pressure. There is a pressure when people knows you publicly. No? There's a pressure. And then when they gave me the youth ministry in 2006, that was the time when I started to experience yung tinatawag nilang responsibility. Responsibility is hard. I know, marami sa atin it just became natural. Parang naging part na lamang ng journey natin. Pero in a priestly life, you can actually choose whether to take it or not. No? Pwede. Halimbawa, sabihin nila sa iyo, Father Ray, pwede bang ikaw in charge sa youth? Pag sinabi kong, parang ayoko, hindi ko kaya yan, you can choose. But when I chose to take that responsibility, I started to feel the weight na pag meron palang problema, kahit yung mga alaga mong mga bata, sa'yo ang balik. At mahirap po yun. No? It becomes very hard. And I said to myself, eto ba ang buhay ng pagpapari? Lagi na lang responsibilidad. Because I worked for 7 years. I worked in the bank for 2 years, and then I worked in NGO for 4 years, for 5 years. So, ang nangyari, I was only looking after myself. But then when I started to look after the life of other people, it's not easy. No? It becomes difficult. Sabi ko, eto pala yung sinasabi nilang pagiging ama. When they started to call you father, ay meron palang bigat yung salitang yon. Hindi lang siya title na masarap pakinggan kasi gusto ka nila, mahal ka nila, pero ang bigat pala ng kasama nitong title na ito. So, that's my experience of that, my brothers and sisters. And then, meron po tayong tinatawag na, sabi nila sa amin, Ray, you should have a balanced life. Sabi ko, balanced life? What is that? Ano yung sabihin ng balanced life? Where yung buhay mo ay hindi mo naman, kumbaga parang you're not the one making your life. It's the ministry creating your life. So, balanced life is very difficult. Kumbaga, there's so much time that you put in ministry, very little time to put in yourself. So, you have to live with an imbalanced life. And you have to accept that. And then sumunod po noon is that I started to feel tired. Nakakapagod. No? May mga moments na, sabi ko nga, may mga moments na paggising ko, nakasapatos pa ako. Kasi nakatulog ka na naka-uniform. Kasi nakakapagod talaga physical, no? Because you know that yung responsibility is always there, no? Para bang lagi na dyan, it doesn't go away. And especially when I became a formator for 5 years, my office is my home, no? My client are my housemates, no? And I have to provide for them as a parent. So, the more that you will feel that, no, the stress and the tiredness physically and emotionally ay nandun. But what makes things different? Kung tatanungin ninyo, Father, kung ganyan pala ang buhay ng pare, paano ka umabot ng 10 years? No? You know, ang isang pwede kong masabi is grasya. Grasya ng Diyos. So when you get ordained, when you choose a life, whether a priesthood or being single or being married, kaya mo lang yung responsibilidad na yan dahil sa grasya ng Diyos. Hindi mo kakayanin yan on your own dahil ang dami nating dahilan para mag-give up. Pero bakit ka bumabalik? You know, what keeps you going? Bakit ka gumigising ng umaga? Anong nagmo-motivate sa'yo? Sometimes wala. Sometimes ayaw mo. Pero why you're still there? Why you're still married to that person? Why you're still a priest up to today? And you know, my brothers and sisters, the one thing that really made us wake up every morning is the grace of God. Yun lang talaga. Wala nang iba. Kung hindi may awa ang Diyos, kung hindi may habag ang Diyos, ay hindi natin kakayanin itong mga bagay na ito. And I could see as well in my 10 years of journey, makikita ko na there's so many joys in my priestly life. And I've said this many, many times. Sabi ko sa mga tao in my homilies, if God will give me another chance to live, like another life, I will choose this life again. Ito ulit. Kasi para bang ito yung buhay na para sa akin is fit for me. Yung tinatawag ni Lord na I will give you life abundantly. Ito yun para sa akin. Kasi ang daming opportunity to love, to serve, and to be loved. I think my life ay hindi siya pwedeng pang-family lang. Yung meron kang asawa, meron kang anak, meron kang in-laws and relatives, and maybe some friends, that's too small for me. Napakaliit. So, iba-iba tayong tawag sa atin ng Panginoon. And this is the one that God has called me. As in the gospel today, ang sabi ng Panginoon, you did not choose me, but I chose you. Napakasarap pong pakinggan yun kung alam mong nasa tama kang bukasyon. Kung nasa tama kang bukasyon, na iyan ay ginusto mo at alam mong ginusto rin ng Panginoon, napakasarap mabuhay. Na ibig bang sabihin, pwede mong sabihin sa Panginoon na, Lord, thank you. Thank you at nandito ako sa bukasyon na ito. Kasi kahit anong mangyari, gusto ko ito. Any consequences na pwedeng mangyari sa akin, I choose to be here. Because this is the best place for me. No? So, my brothers and sisters, 10 years is not long. No, it's not long. Napaka-ikse. Father Paul, how long have you been a priest? 20. Siguro pag nag-20 ako, wala na rin akong hair. Katulad ni Father Paul. Pero don't worry. 10 years, magkasilaki na kami. So, 20 years. And see, Father Paul is still alive despite of the many challenges. Health, relationship, culture that he experienced, and he's still very passionate in serving. And sana, my brothers and sisters, ay ang makita nyo, pag nakita nyo yung mga pare, ay makita nyo na dalawa ang dapat nyo makita sa amin. Una is, makita nyo na kami ay tao din. Normal na katulad nyo. Nasasaktan, umiibig, humahanga, napapagod, maraming mga stress, anxiety, nade-depress, nagkakasakit. We are all the same. No? We're all the same. And kapag makita nyo kami at that light, ay makikita nyo na may mga mistakes kami na nagagawa. At pwede mo lang sabihin na tao din lang sila. No? Hayaan mo na lang yan kasi tao din yan. Kasi minsan sa sobrang taas ng tingin ninyo sa pare, akala nyo ay hindi na nagkakamali. Diyan kayo nagkakamali. Kasi ang dami naming pagkakamali. No? Pero when you see us in that light, na kami ay katulad nyo rin, and you have that compassion, pwede nyo lang sabihin, tao lang din yung mga yan. No? Nagkakamali din. Pasensyahan na natin sila. No? And then secondly, there is part of us that kailangan ninyong sabihin natin, ipagdasal. And that is our consecration to God. So when God called us, and when the bishop put his hand on our head during our consecration, God has called us from the crowd to be his man of God, being consecrated for the sake of the Holy Eucharist. Yan yung dahilan kung bakit kami naging pare. The Mass. The Misa. Kayo yung pare, sabi nga doon sa pinuntahan namin sa Cebu, kahit na si Father ay hindi magaling mag-homily, okay lang yan. Kahit si Father hindi magaling magpagawa ng simbahan, okay lang yan. Kahit si Father hindi magaling mag-fundraising, okay lang yan. Kahit si Father hindi magaling mag-social action, feeding of the poor, scholarship, okay lang yan. Basta marunong siyang magmisa. Kasi lahat ng mga bagay na yan, kayo pwede niyong gawin. But there is only one thing that you cannot do, and to make the body and blood of Christ present on this table. That's what makes us different among the many. So yun po yung inaalagaan namin. Na sana i-remind nyo kami kapag masyado na kaming na-involve sa mga kung ano-anong bagay. Sabi niyo, Father, what matters is the Holy Mass. It's the Holy Mass because we need you for the Mass. We need you for the Mass. Yan naman ang kailangan namin yung magmisa para sa amin. Kahit hindi ka magaling mag-homily, basta tatanggapin namin si Jesus mula sa iyong kamay. Kasi ikaw lang yung pwedeng gumawa niya. Ikaw lang, Father. And with that, we will be humbled ourselves na ma-realize namin that's what makes us set apart. No? And we need to protect that. Dahil God has called us out of the crowd to be His anointed one. So, ito, Al, kasama ko rin si Al dito sa altar. Nag-umpisa siya sa kanyang journey. Kasi si Paul, 20, ako, 10, si Al, 0. Papanganak pa lang. So, still many years to go. But I'm telling you, I'm happy. No? I'm happy that I'm a priest. No? Yan ang number one. I'm happy na nandito ako sa St. Benedict. Kasi itong simbahan natin to, napakaliit, pero ang dami pong magagandang nangyayari at istorya ng buhay dito. And I'm happy with my brothers MGL. No? So, I'm in the right place. I'm in the right place. And if God will call me, sabi ng Panginoon, okay Ray, tapos ng mission mo sa mundo. No? Sabihin ko lang sa Panginoon, make it quick. May quit, Lord, ready na ako. I'm happy. I'm contented with life. I think yun po yung pinakamagandang regalo ng Diyos sa isang pare, that God will make your life contented. No? With not in material things, but I think more on relationship with the people and with Him. So please continue to pray for us, no? Mga pare, religious, and support us, no, in our ministries, kasi doon namin nararamdaman na may nagmamahal sa amin kapag merong sumusuporta sa mga ministry na ginagawa namin. No, kasi kapag maraming mga instead na support, maraming mga bashing na nararanan mo, doon na yung spirit din ng pare bumabagsak. So love everybody, no? Nang sa ganun ay the Lord will continue to bless us. As I said, a priest is not a priest on his own. He is a person for other people.
Please stand.